G'day folks, and welcome to my review. After 16 years and about 200 novels, I finally decided I might as well do some reviews. In Private Yankee Doodle, Joseph Plum Martin talks about his sufferings and adventures as a revolutionary soldier in 1776 when he joined the army at the age of 15. He talks about the lack of food, he talks about that quite a lot. He talks about the battles that he took part in, the weather conditions he faced, and a lot of side issues as well. A lot of this stuff, well, all of the stuff that he talks about in his narrative is taken from memory 50 years after the fact. This 200-year-old narrative is a struggle to read at times, and I had to keep my dictionary handy, and I did learn a lot of new words from an old era. Here's an example of how he writes. When coming to a tavern about sunset, I consulted with myself whether I had not better call and get me a glass of spirits, as I did not possess wherewith to procure me a meal of victuals, concluding that I should soon be where I could get this gratis, if you know what I mean. His recollections are impressively accurate, as noted by the editor. Too often, in my honest opinion, though, he decides not to tell a story. For example, he'll often say things like this: "Some funny and some serious accidents occurred while I remained here, but as they would be tedious to narrate and perhaps uninteresting to the reader, I shall pass them by unnoticed." And he does this several times throughout the book, which in some ways annoyed me because I would have been really interested to hear his anecdotes of that event. Sometimes the meanings of his words were lost on me. Because of the way he phrased his words, I couldn't tell if he was being sarcastic or serious or humorous at times. So some of the situations left me wondering what he really meant. On the back, the blurb says, "Worth its weight in gold" by the New Yorker. A curious thing to say, considering how much it weighs. On the back it further says, "He withholds nothing of the hard times, the fright, the pain, and the death of battle." I've already mentioned how he leaves out some stories. The grinding agony of marches without rest or sleep, the days of belly-twisting hunger, but he balances these dangers and sufferings with accounts of diversions, hunting, fishing, boxing, of pranks and frolics, and encounters with an occasional sassy miss. Well, I disagree with that. He does mention the odd female here and there, but he really doesn't go into any detail whatsoever and leaves you to guess a lot of the time. As an example, "I thought for company's sake I would go with them, and accordingly did, but I confess that I never left my home with so much regret before. I need not tell the reason, perhaps the reader can guess." This new edition has been widely hailed as a rediscovered gem of American history. There's no doubt about that. The book is full of great insights, but I think many of the trials and tribulations will probably be lost on a lot of the younger readers today. None of it would seem shocking to anybody reading today, considering what we see all the time on TV and social media, but it's certainly worth a read. I've put a link in the description about J.P. Martin, but you can find where you can purchase a copy yourself. I was lucky I had this one gifted to me, and at a cost of only $2.95 to the purchaser, which is probably not a bad bargain considering some of the prices out that I've seen so far. Private Yankee Doodle. It's certainly worth a read with some amazing insights. We're talking about a story that's over 200 years old. The magnitude of his hardships may be lost on some younger readers, but I found it fascinating. Thanks for watching, folks. See you on another compact review.